So I'm out in the early hours of the morning to do some fishing off the harbour. Now it's about 4:30 in the morning. I've just got down here. I'm going to be fishing some small baits to hopefully find something like bream or possibly a red mullet, schoolie bass, anything like that. And I've also got my spinning rod with me, and I'm going to be going after some squid with lures. Now we've got a fairly big tide, high tide's at about 6 AM, so we're about an hour and a half off the high tide. So I'm hoping we're going to see some action. It's a good time of day. It's not too cold. The temperature has dropped a lot, but at the moment it's not too bad. It's just a bit cold on the hands. So I'm going to be using a 1 up, 1 down rig on both rods, just small hooks, size 1 hooks, with little strips of cuttlefish on one and lugworm on the other. Now I've got the 2 bait rods in the water now, so I'm going to get some lures on the lure rod and we'll drop it down and try for a squid. So the bait I'm using tonight, I've got some cuttlefish here, which caught the other week, froze down. I kept this specifically for things like bream. And all I'm going to do is just cut some little strips off it. Just going to peel that remaining bit of skin off, get that off there. And then just little thin strips. So I'm using small hooks. This is going to be, and this is going to attract some black bream, hopefully. Just little strips like that. So I'll get it baited up now. Well, you can definitely tell it's November now. The temperature's dropped. We've got northerly winds, so obviously the temperature's gone down. You can definitely feel it on your hands. But that's all I'm going to do to bait these up. Little strips of cuttlefish. Hopefully we'll get a few bream on there. Now on the other rod, I've just got some frozen lugworm, and I'm just going to put one of these onto each hook. Don't think I'm going to use any bait elastic at all. I'm just going to get it on there. Now this is also going to attract bream or maybe a schoolie bass, even possibly a little red mullet. There we go, bit of a lugworm bait there. We'll just get the other one done and I'll get these blasted out and finally start fishing. Also get the squid rod set up. Bought a different spinning rod with me today. There we have it. So that's both the bait rods set up now. I'm just using my normal rods, 12 foot Shakespeare Sigma, 4 to 8 ounce. A bit heavy for this, but of the 2 rods I had in the car. And for the squid tonight, I've got a 9 foot spinning rod. This is just a very basic 4-piece Mitchell spinning rod. It's 5 to 28 gram, 4,000 size reel. And I'm going to be using the same rig I've been using a lot lately for squid. Put 2 lures on it, a double shot rig. So yeah, I'll get a few lures on that, see if we can find some fish. So I'm just going to leave those bait rods to it now. See if we get any bites on those. I've got my lures ready to go. So let's drop these down and see if we can find a squid. First cast, let it hit the bottom, and I'm in straight away. How about that? There is our first squid of the evening. What a great start. Oh well, I don't know what happened there with the camera, but I'm not sure if you got any of that, what I just said. But first cast with the lure rod, just sort the light out, and we have our first squid. What an absolutely brilliant start. Well, how about that for a start? First cast, first squid down. So no bites on the bait rods yet, but straight into the squid, so that's looking good. Hopefully there's a few more down there. I'm just letting it sink slowly, hit the bottom, and that one is literally as soon as it hit the bottom, I gave it one wind and then I was in. Yep, I'm in again. Definitely felt that one hit it. Now this is a bit of a lighter rod I'm using tonight, so it gives a nice little hit and a bend when you get them, because it's only small again. This one's on the top lure, but again these are perfect eating size. They're the ones you want, perfect eaters. And as you can see, taking on the top small orange lure there. Second one down. So I've just checked the bait rods. I've had no bites yet, but I just brought one of them in. Doesn't look like the baits have been touched, but I just topped it up a little bit. This is the one with lugworm. So that one's back in there now. Now the other rod, this one's the one that's got the cuttlefish on. I've not seen any bites. I'm gonna, saying that, just had a little tap on it. There we go. Could have a fish on. That did look a bit congery though. Yep, it got a fish on. Well, how's that for timing? Got the camera on it, and my other line's gone slack. I don't know why that is. This could be something like a conger because there's no real fight. It's just weight. What have we got here? God, it's going a little bit now though. Really can't tell what this is, to be honest. It's coming up. That is yeah, it's a whip. Yeah, it's just a very lively whip. They really put up a scrap, that one. Not a bad size. Come on. There we go. There we are. Little whip there, but at least it's a fish. I'll get him unhooked and get it back. Well, I must say I was 100% expecting one of these tonight. At least that came out easily enough. And he's not chewed the hook in half. There we are, one little whip. Let's get him back in the water. Now this is the great thing with cuttlefish. It's so, what's the word, resilient, so tough. You can get away. It's really good for when you're bream fishing, because you can catch bream one after the other and they really hardly touch the baits, so you can just keep throwing it out. So that's both rods back out. Let's get these squid jigs back down, see if we can find some more squid. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm in again here. Well, that one's giving it a bit of a... This is a bigger squid. That is a bigger one. Nice. Can we get this up? Like I said, this is a lighter rod, so you definitely feel it more. Look at that. Not much bigger, but still a nice size. Now there is a hose on this pier, so I can clean all this up, all the ink. But that's a nice size squid, that. Still a good eating size. Anything bigger, they get a bit tough, but that's definitely a keeper. So it seems to have been alright for squid around this area lately. They've all been small, the ones I've had here. I've had one which was probably about £2. The rest of them have just been small. But perfect eating. And do you know what? I'm in again. Exactly the same thing. Hit the bottom and bang. Now the last time I was here, which was, I don't know, about 5 or 6 days ago, it was exactly the same thing. They were all really, really tight to the bottom. I think this one's actually foul hooked. It is. But we'll take that anyway. There we are. Squid number 4. I've only had about 7 drops with the lure rod, so 4 squid. Definitely can't complain with that. Here we go. Squid number 4 of the night. Into the bucket. Happy days. These are literally hitting it. As soon as the lures hit the bottom, they're right down there. Good fun on this lighter rod as well. I mean, if you hooked a big one, it's going to put a proper bend in it when you're lifting it up. Luckily with the big tide, obviously you got less of a way to lift it over the railing. If it was low tide, you'd struggle a bit. Well, I just thought I'd have a cast the other side, and I'm in again. I'll tell you what, it's so much fun on this lighter rod. Didn't think it would make much of a difference, but it really does. Put a nice old bend. You can feel absolutely everything, especially with using braid as well. It's not even that big, about the same size as the last. There it is in the water there, I don't know if you can see. Let's get it up and over. Yes. It is a bit of a nicer size, that one. Beautiful. On the top lure again. Well, so far it's been very slow on the bait rods, but I must say the squid fishing is certainly making up for it. Tonight, like I said earlier, gone for that double shot rig again with an orange lure at the top, which seems to do well. I mean, I've only really been using bright orange the last 2 times I've been out, but the lure that's been really successful for me so far, and even last year as well, was this one here. This is again sort of an orange pinky colour, but yeah, these lures have been brilliant. So there we go, squid number 5 of the evening. Great eating size, about the biggest you want really for the eaters. Nice and tender, so get it in the bucket, hopefully we'll find a few more. So apart from that little whip, I had nothing at all happen on the bait rods. Just brought them both in. I'm going to rebait them now. One I'm going to do with just a cuttlefish again, and the other one with lugworm, but I might just tip the very ends with cuttle just to keep it on there. So lugworm on, and then just tipping it with a bit of cuttle at the bottom there, just to hold the bait in place really. It's gone a bit quiet on the squid front as well, but I'm putting that down to we're basically on high water now, so you've got a bit of slack tide for a bit. And one thing which Jay mentioned to me a few weeks back, sometimes it can kind of die off during high water. And then as it starts to drop again, they can go back on the feed. So it's worth noting, see if that makes a difference. Hopefully I'll be able to stay here until the tide's dropping a bit. I mean, obviously it's a working harbour, so as soon as it gets to around sunrise, all the boats will start going out, and might be a bit too much activity here to stay. Well, it's a good job I'm not just relying on the bait rods to keep myself occupied. Very quiet on them, which is a bit surprising really. I would have expected to see some bream bites by now. But you never know, as the tide slackens off, might pick up a little bit. And just like that, we're back in. First drop back down after rebaiting, and we got a squid. Giving a few little pull downs. It's only a small one again. Is that a squid or a... yeah, squid. But that'll do nicely. On the top lure again. Up and over. And there we are. There we go. First little breaks of daylight coming through. Not going to have too much longer here. Let's make the most of it and see if we can find any more squid. So we're coming up to 6:30 AM. Now there's the first signs of daylight coming through, breaking through the clouds. So yeah, probably going to have another maybe 20 minutes until it really gets light. Now it's been completely dead on the bait rods, not had any knocks or anything like that. So what I'm going to do over the next 20 minutes is keep trying for squid. I've got the 2 rods out anyway, so if they do go off, I'll put the camera on. But yeah, we'll see how it goes over the next 20 minutes, half an hour, and we'll go from there. Well, it's literally like clockwork. It really is as simple as let the lures hit the bottom, and within 1 turn you have a hook up. One after the other. There we are. There's definitely a fair few down there. That top orange lure is working wonders this morning. Completely untouched. Those baits have been out for a good hour, and as you can see, completely untouched. So that calls an end to the morning.